So I'm going to start with Professor Bill Bowring. Bill Bowring specializes in international law, human rights, minority rights, and Russian and post-Soviet law. He was appointed Professor of Law at Birkbeck College, University, London in September 2006 and is a practicing barrister. And I thought he was going to say he was a practicing Muslim then, but he didn't. But alhamdulillah, you know what, maybe in the future when we finish with him. In 2002, Bill founded and is now the chair of the European Human Rights Advocacy Centre in partnership with the Russian NGO Memorial, known as Memorial. He has taken more than 50 cases against Azerbaijan, Estonia, Georgia, Latvia, Russia, and others to the Strasbourg Court. Takbir! 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 May Allah bless you, brother. He is the president of the European Lawyers for Democracy and Human Rights, international secretary for the Haldane Society of Socialist Lawyers, a society very well known to JFAC. They've always supported us. A council member of Liberty, a trustee of the Redress, president of the SCRSS, an executive member of the Bar Human Rights Committee in England and Wales, and a fellow of the Human Rights Centre, University of Essex. Bill has visited Russia and the former USSR regularly since 1983. So just for those older people like myself, well, no, that was at the time when it was the USSR. And just for going for somewhere like that, you could end up in prison. And I'm sure he would have a few stories to tell us about that. And he is an expert for the Council of Europe, European Union, and other IGOs on human minority rights issues. He has published over 80 books, articles, and chapters. We're very pleased, we're very honoured to have Professor Bill Bowring. Bill.
Thank you very much for inviting me here. Just two very small corrections. My name is Bowring. Often people get confused about that. And the cases I take against Russia in my interest you are mostly cases representing Chechens against Russia, and I've been thrown out of Russia twice. That's what I'm quite proud of. I'm here really to represent the Haldane Society of Socialist Lawyers. There are such things. There are about 600 of us in this country. And Liz Davis, our chair, would have been here this evening. Unfortunately, she's got caught up with work. She can't be here. So on Liz's behalf, she is the chair of the Haldane Society. I just want to bring you the Society's solidarity. It's quite right, we've been supporting this campaign since the start. And Liz wanted me to say just two things. First of all, the Haldane is very clear that Aafia should be able to serve her sentence in Pakistan. That is absolutely clear. And the second thing is that the sentence, of course, is absolutely outrageous. And I just wanted to say two or three more words about that, which is right back in 1990, I attended a big conference in New York on political prisoners and prisoners of war in prisons in the United States. And before 9/11, so before 2001, there were at least 100 political prisoners and prisoners of war in prisons in the United States. These are people from the left, from the black movements, people from Puerto Rico, and basically, if you get on the wrong side of the United States of America, by the way, anyone from the embassy here, please take careful notes, then you go to prison basically forever. And so this is another case of that kind of thing. I just wanted to recommend to you, and if anyone's interested, I'll send it to you. Very recently, that is in December of last year, there was a submission to the United Nations Universal Periodic Review submitted by the National Conference of Black Lawyers in the States and the Malcolm X Center for Self-Determination on exactly that point. And how often do you read in the press in this country about the very large numbers of political prisoners and prisoners of war in the United States, even before Guantanamo? And one of the people who put their names to that is from a very well-known center of support for Al-Qaeda called Harvard University. There's a professor at Harvard University Sophia Elijah, who's written an excellent article, The Reality of Political Prisoners in the United States, What September 11th Taught Us About Defending Them. And this goes on. So when we know that Aafia was convicted of 2 counts of attempted murder, armed assault, using and carrying a firearm, and 3 counts of assault on US officers and employees, when we know what the incident was, and to get 86 years for that, this is not only outrageous, but it's in line with what the United States is doing and has been doing for a very long time. So it's completely appropriate that we're outside this embassy this evening. Thank you very much.